Bless the ghetto youth them who stress and pain. No matter how tough and hard out here. Tell your mama hungry, papa hungry, brother hungry, sister hungry. Do something for the poor. Open up the door. Tell your mama hungry.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining me in the record room today. My name is Doug. If you are new to the channel, got a bit of sad news to share this week. As of this recording, July 15th, 2026, just before bed last night, I saw the news that reggae artist Fantan Mojah has passed away, coming just days after the loss of 1980s producer Trevor Elliott of the Musical Ambassador label. Seen here with Eddie Fitzroy's Youth Man Penitentiary and the album of the same name, produced by Trevor Elliott. But it's one thing to lose a producer or an artist who is active in the music decades before, another one when it's someone much more contemporaneous with yourself. Fantan Mojah, a few years younger than me, just a few weeks shy of his 50th birthday, and who came to prominence much later in the early 2000s. Fantan Mojah was part of a school of very gruff-voiced, very aggressive and fiery roots reggae chanters associated with the Bobo Ashanti school of Rastafari, who came to prominence in the late 1990s and early 2000s as the music pivoted away from dancehall and the slackness or sexually explicit excesses that had typified it to that point, and back toward more traditional roots reggae values and a shift towards more familiar one drop style rhythms. Fantan Mojah was born Owen Lennox Moncrief in the rural parish of St. Elizabeth in Jamaica, quite a mountainous, remote parish with a strong African and Maroon heritage. The Maroons were rebellious slaves who conducted resistance raids against the British colonial authorities and removed themselves into the mountainous regions from which they could strike from a place of safety, and who preserved many aspects of African culture right up to the present day. So Owen Moncrief grew up steeped in those influences of what they call cockpit country in Jamaica. Due to his rebelliousness as a youth, he refused to go to church and was thrown out of his mother's house. Had some ins and outs with authority. Would then move in with his aunt, also running into conflict with her. He was expelled from school while in his teens. But in between this, he had begun performing in talent shows and local events. He would then move to Kingston in 1993, seeking opportunities for work. He would work as a window cleaner and a baker while beginning to be active on the sound system scene, particularly getting involved with the well-known Kilimanjaro sound, originally as a box boy, helping lift and transport the large speaker boxes to open air dances. And usually late at night, when the dances were winding down, he would get a chance to perform on the microphone himself, but originally in the dance hall style of the day. He idolized artists like Bounty Killer and would originally call himself Mad Killer in homage to Bounty Killer, later calling himself Phantom. But something began to shift in him. He began to gravitate more to traditional reggae artists such as Jacob Miller and Peter Tosh, finding sympathy with their message of resistance against oppression. And he would link up through the dancehall DJ Ninja Man with another chanter by the name of Capleton, who was affiliated with the Bobo Ashanti Order. The two would start moving very closely together, and young Owen Moncrief would embrace Rastafari fully through Bobo Ashanti and would begin to pivot his music in a more spiritual and conscious direction and adopt the new name of Fantan Mojah. He made some initial recordings, not all of which saw release. But then, in a fortuitous turn of events, would link up with the Down Sound Records label. This was a small label based in Halfway Tree in Kingston, which was run by expatriate white American Joseph Bogdanovich and Jamaican Andrew Prendergast, aka the Black and White production team. They had founded the Down Sound Records label and initially started working in the dancehall bashment style, recording artists like Elephant Man, but had not been that successful to date. One night, co-founder Andrew Prendergast had a dream where a vision of His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie came to him and told him that he was not being successful because he was making the wrong kind of music. Uh, the next day or shortly after, Prendergast was watching local cable TV and saw Fantan Mojah performing and had an idea that this artist might be someone that they could help shift the label into a new, more conscious reggae direction. And shortly afterward, in another fortuitous turn of events, Fantan Mojah himself arrived at the studio. They began working together, updating some new rhythms and revising some old ones in the classic one drop style of the 1970s, but with an updated production sound. One of these would be the Invasion rhythm, which was actually an update of Pressure and Slide, which had been originally recorded in the late 1960s. And for that rhythm, Fantan Mojah would record a song called Hungry, recalling his own real life experiences of struggling to get by. The song was a smash hit in Jamaica, reached the top of the charts for weeks, and in between, Fantan would continue to record further songs for Down Sound Records. Now that they had found a new direction, they would pivot their productions back towards conscious roots reggae with a more spiritual and uplifting message than the bashment they had been recording before. Further song would be an original rhythm called Maroon, in tribute to the Maroon country from where Fantan Mojah himself hailed. And one of the songs that would feature on that rhythm was Hail the King, with percussion laid down by veteran reggae artist Bongo Herman. That song would appear on Down Sound Records, the 7-inch single of Fantan Mojah's Hail the King on the Maroon rhythm. It's interesting to note reggae was coming out largely still on the 7-inch single format. This is about 2004. The rhythms would come out on a weekly basis. There would be any number of tunes on which different artists would voice different songs on that one rhythm track. You would hear them in a juggling style with several songs sequenced together to build vibes. I would hear some of them on the radio like that. And he would record further songs for Down Sound, such as the blazing Na Build Na Great Man, in combination with the sweeter voiced singer Jock Hure, a friend of Fantan Mojah, the gruff, aggressive, and fiery Fantan Mojah working well with a sweeter voiced singer, that rhythm called the Sweet Sop, also from Down Sound Records. Fantan would begin branching out to other producers, recording another anthemic roots reggae song, Rastafari is the Ruler, for Matt Lion Vibes production label, in combination with singer Mr. Flash. While for the landmark Seasons Rhythm from the Don Corleone label, Fantan would record Give Thanks and Praise. In 2005, Down Sound Records would release Fantan Mojah's debut album, also called Hail the King. This would be distributed internationally by the Greensleeves label, and would collect many of these early singles. Released 2005, Fantan Mojah's debut album, Hail the King, was a huge success, particularly in Europe, where he would tour numerous times. Further songs for different producers, many different labels would follow. He was never prolific in terms of albums, but according to Discogs, recorded slightly in excess of 100 singles since the early 2000s. Murderer for the Vertex Productions label here. Ja Time for the Jukebox label. These are all circa 2005, 2006, kind of my heyday of keeping up what was new in reggae by following the 7-inch singles that were coming out, though that supply would dry up a little bit later on. Change for the Addis Records label, based out of Europe. Perilous Time for the Golden Cartel label. In This Time for Iceberg Records, the Rose Apple Rhythm. No Ordinary Herb, self-explanatory subject matter, for the High Score Music label, and Feel So Nice for the Experience Music label, all updating kind of the one-drop rhythms of the 1970s for the early 2000s, riding the crest of a revival of traditional reggae musical and lyrical values. And Fantan would also drop in the occasional love song to kind of lighten the mood a bit. A couple of those included on that debut album, the original rhythm disc of the Maroon and Invasion rhythms, which gave rise to his early hits Hail the King and Hungry, included on the Rhythm Streets Series number 3 disc from Down Sound Records, the original not one rhythm but 2 rhythm album. Fantan would continue recording singles over the years, not too many albums. His next album, Stronger, would appear in 2008, couple more following later on. His last one, to my knowledge, was 2021, but kept recording, kept touring steadily internationally to North America, Europe, various other places, working hard. However, 2024, he began to complain of ill health, kept working after a period of rest, but sadly passed away as of July 14th, 2026, aged 49, reportedly from heart complications. Real Rastafari soldier who was one of the artists moving reggae forward in the early 2000s while paying homage to its roots. Hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys, and rest in peace to Fantan Mojah, trotting home to Zion.
Yeah, one of the cock rising up and crowing up. So give thanks for the break of dawn in Celestia. Fantan Mojah bless it. The Almighty. Oh, oh, time when I run, early this song, go again when I wrong early this morning. I feel joy inside of me. Go again, it no take nothing at all. Feel the king, him bless me in what we doing. It no take nothing at all. Feel the king, Selassie I the king of all. Licky licky, Babylon, yeah, you the sweet and trick me. No, yeah. Them not feel great man, them only kill great man. Babylon be still and no underrated man. Some of us say that no earthly function. Can't make them over. Them not feel great man, them only kill great man. Babylon be still and no underrated man. Some of us Satan, same so them time. All of them are work for function. The more youth them kill, see another one rise and keep Babylon a surprise. Bozai, 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 Bozai. Ababa Janai children